Welcome to Cocktails with Kat. I am your host, Kat, and your virtual bestie, your virtual happy hour friend, and your drinking buddy. So grab your cocktail, mocktail, or whatever it is, or whatever's in the fridge, and let's get started. Today, we're talking about what a lot of women maybe whisper about, but don't really talk about, which is choosing yourself, even when it means breaking the rules. That's what I think of you. Like, I think you broke rules and you've created a life for yourself. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You maybe not think you're a rule breaker, but I know you are. Today's guest sitting next to me is Ashley. Welcome, Ashley. Welcome to Cocktails with Kat.
Thank you.
Thanks for being my guest. Actually, you're my first guest.
I know, I'm excited.
Yay, I'm fucking hyped. You are building a life that is finally your own after divorce, and you're kicking ass at it. I'll tell you every day. I'm glad you're here. I'm really excited to talk about your journey. I'm excited to talk about what you're building. I've had a fun I'm not the front row. I know that's for family. One of the front row seats
yes.
to this. And I think it's absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to dive into it. And any day that you need to know that you're kicking ass, just call me. Okay. Before we dive into all that, all the fun stuff, what are we sipping on? This is your favorite drink. A first for me, favorite for you.
It's a Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. I had to Google it. I will leave the recipe in the show notes because I had to be educated. Alex crafted a good one. He's our cocktail crafter of the cocktails. It is, we wrote it down. Bourbon, honey syrup, which he did make for himself. Honey syrup and lemon juice. Super simple, very refreshing because I was nervous. All the things I read were like, oh, it's kind of like a take on a whiskey sour. Mm-hmm. And I remember having those, and they do make me pucker.
Yes.
Make that weird face. This is delicious. Mm-hmm. I would get behind this.
I think I had it the first time, it's probably been a few years, but the place that I had it at, I go to all the time just to have drinks.
I would go for this.
Just for this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm particular about my lemon too. We talked about this.
Yes.
I don't think. Also, leave a comment about what you're sipping on. We're not drinking alone. Even if you have a seltzer water or sparkling water, put a little garnish in there, treat yourself, and let's pull up a cocktail. Before we dive into your story, let's talk about how we met, because this isn't the first time we've met.
No.
It's not. We have a history. Let's dive in to our lady love story. That's what I'm dubbing it.
All right.
You're welcome. How we came to be. I met you 3 years ago. Is it 3 years, 2 years? 3 years.
No, I think it was longer than that. Was it? No.
You would have booked me in 2021.
Yes.
So it has been 4 years.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was the beginning of 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of 2021. I was Ashley's wedding photographer. Yes. In fact, but also we have the same maiden last name.
Yes.
Our birthdays are a couple days apart.
Yes. So
sometimes maybe we're twins. Maybe we're cousins. We don't really know. Actually, no, I think we've explored that, and that's not the case. Although we wish, because family reunions would be a lot more fun.
Yes.
They would. But we met when I was your wedding photographer.
Yes.
So like I said, I've witnessed quite a bit. But I also remember the day you told me you were getting a divorce. Do you remember what you said to me? Or what I said to you?
I think you told me you knew something was up. Yeah.
Oh, my ESP was off the charts. Off the charts. I knew about 2 months before you told me. But we were at a party and I wasn't going to be like, tell me everything right now. We were at a holiday party. I didn't want to ruin the holidays. I wanted to keep it light and bright.
Well, it was freshly.
Oh, it had to have been super fresh.
Yeah, but it was weird because obviously it was a vendor party. So there were other of my wedding vendors there that I did talk.
Also, funny enough, we also work in capacity in your extra job,
yes.
Side gig, side hustle.
Yes.
My full-time job.
Yes.
So we work in the wedding industry together as well. So if you see us at a wedding, you're welcome. So we were seeing each other in a work capacity. So yeah, I didn't want to bring it up and be like, tell me everything right now. Let's make it weird. I do make things weird sometimes, but not all the time. But I remember you telling me, and I just hugged you and I said, I'm very proud of you. Because I knew. I was like, oh, I knew. And you were like, you did? And I was like, yes. And I said, I'm proud of you and I support you. And I still to this day, I think you making that decision, it's hard, but I could tell it was the best thing. When you told me, I was
was.
like, you looked, when I saw you at that event, I was like, she lost weight and she got a divorce glow on her. I knew it. You had a glow. Your skin was different. You had lost weight, which I was concerned about, but you looked good. I'm not saying you didn't look good. You know what I mean? Let's talk. We're not going to get into like why you got a divorce, because that's the heavy stuff. We all know it happens. Everybody has their own reasons. What I want to talk about is, in order for someone to build a life that you like and to start over and build, once you realize you want to do something different, shit has to hit the fan. Everybody has a shit hits a fan moment. It's a common thing. And if you haven't had it, it's going to come. You have to have it, because that's where you either build it, you like break it completely down, or you realize whatever you were building wasn't it and you have to kind of start over again. Tell me, you make this decision. I'm going to get divorced. You've done it. You made the decision. You move forward with it. What was that first week like? After you did it, what was the quiet after the chaos? How did that feel for you?
It was shitty.
Yeah?
No, it was just funny because the day that I like knew that I guess the shit hitting the fan moment was like, it was that night that you were doing the talk at Studio
October, I know the exact date.
Go. And
I believe it was October 28th or 18th.
18th, yeah.
18th. Yep.
Which is insane that that's been
Yep,
like
it's the same.
2
You know what's
years.
crazy? This is how crazy our life is, Ashley. The same thing was happening to my brother the same
I
day.
remember you telling me. Mm-hmm. But it's just funny how, I don't know, I'm one of those weird people that I'm like, it's not a sign, but it's just like,
I'm
weird
here with
how
you.
you're like intertwined.
Yeah.
Like the end of December or January of that following year that it was like, actually like, no, it's done. We're not going to keep trying. October 18th thing. And then November 17th, I closed on my house. So this is the first
I'm so excited
time.
about that. You know I'm fucking excited.
Almost an entire month, or no, it was exactly a month. I closed on my house, and this was like the first time I was living by myself too. Because I went from like living with one of my friends in college and her, it's her husband now, and moving in with my ex, and then we were living together obviously for a few years, and then by myself. But it was just weird to like, I'm one of those people that's okay by myself, but it was such a drastic like shift that it was just very, I guess just lonely, really.
You got to sit with yourself.
Yes.
I remember living by myself for the first time when I moved to Baltimore, and I just sat there and I was like, oh, it's me.
Now what?
This just me.
Yeah.
I don't even think I used to have a little cat, and he wasn't even there yet. So I was, the first time I was all alone.
Mm-hmm. I had the 2 dogs, which kind of was like, help me, but also some days I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with these 2 dogs. They're killing me. But it's like one of those things that's like, obviously I know your pets are your kids. Well, for some people they're your
They're
kids.
my children. I gave birth to all 3 of them. All 3 of them.
But it's just kind of one of those things where you're like, I don't have a choice. Like I have to do this and like show up for my pets and for myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I literally say my cat saved my life because he's what got me out of bed at my lowest points.
Oh yeah. I was like, I have to.
After you decide to do that, you're moving forward. Obviously, it's a huge decision. It's not like you're just like, oh, this will be fun. No, it's not what you're like, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
After you do that, how do you handle the reactions and the unsolicited advice that I am sure comes to you after you do that? In fact, realistically, I give you unsolicited advice. I'll get into that in a little bit.
There's certain people that like I respected from. I don't think I had too many people because like as stuff progressed with him, it was becoming like more apparent to people because it was like
people could see that you weren't happy.
Yeah, and it was apparent. But I don't really, there wasn't too much unsolicited
you
advice,
had good people
shockingly.
around you.
Yeah.
I was really curious, like, do people just turn and be like, what are you doing? You're making this mistake, like all these things, like, because I do feel like when people think of divorce, like, I do think now it's more common now. But nonetheless, I was like, were people, coming to you? I'm glad that your people realized like, hey, that wasn't healthy. And this is going to be hard, but.
No, my intention with it was, and obviously, like my mom helped me get the house and everything, which I'm really thankful for. But
shout out to moms. Wait, cheers to moms. You know what? We got good ones. We'll keep them.
If not, my plan was just to move into an apartment in Ghent, back in Norfolk, because I love Norfolk and I want to move back still.
Ghent, that's a good one. I would have loved to live in Ghent.
So I was like really brave about it at first because I don't have any expectations. I was like, if you want to make this work, like you're going to have to do it. Like, We need to go to counseling.
You mentioned therapy becoming a part of that process.
Yes.
And obviously, if he wasn't going to it with you, that's his choice. How has that therapy helped you in your rebuild process and handling? Because, like, you know, choosing to go through with something like that, it's big, it's difficult. You know, you made a choice to be like, this is the person I'm going to build my life with.
Right.
Right. That's, and unlearning that, I have learned, is very difficult. It's not always easy, and it's not just like switch flips. How has therapy helped you rebuild, and what does that look like for you as a woman? Like, what is it?
So I started going on my own, I think it was the end of November. So I saw someone separately, but I kind of researched it. I'm happy that like the first person I talked to worked out. But she was also like I stopped seeing her at the end of March of this year. So I went for like a year and a half.
Yeah. 'Cause most times I've talked to you, you've been like in it. And I feel like having someone to discuss all that heavy shit with, it helps you move forward, because I'm a firm believer in like what you're feeling, you have to get out of you before you can move forward with it.
I'm a talker. My friends were probably like, please stop. Like, not actually.
And your friends can't, but here's the thing, your friends can't always be like the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody that like
neutral
that hears it. Cause like, you know, I'm that friend that if you tell me like, I'm going to be like, oh, no, he's not, like, I'm the person that's got your back. I am the ride or die friend. You need someone that's neutral.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, you want to set the world on fire? Here's the fucking matches. Let's go. That's who I am. And you need that neutral person that helps you work through the emotions healthily, not your friend that's like, here's the matches. Let's ride at dawn.
What are we doing to ruin it? No, I feel like most of my friends were pretty even keeled about it. I don't think they like, obviously they're like in my corner, but they weren't like, no, let's go burn his car down.
I don't burn people's car down and slice tires. Not.
No,
don't press me though.
No, but like going to see her separately, just talking through things, I feel like I'm always the first one to like analyze what I did wrong too, but I needed someone to be like, no, this is a normal reaction to like having to deal with that, or like this is normal stuff like that you're feeling. And it's like, I think I had asked when him and I were still like going to therapy. I think I had asked my therapist, if he could come to a session at one point. And she was like, for what reason? I'm like, I don't know. I need someone else to see. I needed a lot of validation through it, because I was always sitting there being like, well, what could I have done different? What could I have done to like fix this? I mean, I know most of the time that I did what I could, but I needed the extra support.
Yeah, I do feel like as women, we are always looking to be like, what did we do wrong? Don't always have our emotions validated.
Yes.
And as women, I'm not saying like it happens all the time, but I just think this is a common recurrence. It's a common recurrence in my life. Not all the time, but like I do think we're like, oh, you're just overreacting to it. You have more heightened emotions. We do have different emotions than males. And so I can see validation being something that you would need going through that, to be, not to say whether you're right or wrong, is to be like, okay, this is normal, you're having a normal reaction to a cause of something.
Yeah.
Or so something else done. We're talking about overanalyzing people. Yes. We had a slight malfunction. It's fine. We're working on the fly. We've talked about overanalyzing people and how you kind of have to like move past. And I think as women, we want to know why. As much as in everyday life, they're like, you know, women are not as analytical, maybe.
No, I'm the opposite.
We are, but
so like, I want the facts.
I think when it comes to relationships, we want to know like why. Like any reason why, we want logic. We want to know what's happening. So I think women in general, we're just like, we are problem solvers at our cores. I mean, there's women, everybody has a walk of life, right? Like there's so many different people, and that's perfectly fine. But I think a lot of women are like, I want to know, what's our problems? Let's solve it. Let's work. I know that's me.
Yes.
So the thing I like about what you did and what we've been talking about is that you had to have known when you're choosing to take a divorce, there's going to be a fallout. You know it. You know it's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like shit for a little bit. But you're not allowing yourself to stay stuck in something that you know, and you had to have known, in my mind, you had to have known, I've never been divorced, but you had to have known in your core that was not your shit. That was not you. That was not the life you wanted. And you didn't stay stuck just to avoid the fallout. And I think a lot of times for a lot of us is that like, you're like, oh, that's going to be an issue. And sometimes you stay where you're going to stay because you are scared of the fallout of it. But I think your story and what I like about it is that, yes, you went through the fallout. You knew it was going to be there. It was hard. And you sat with yourself.
Very uncomfortable. Yes.
Living with yourself. I always tell people, like, if you want to get to know you, if you can live by yourself, 2, go out to dinner by yourself.
Yes.
And don't take
you telling me
and
this.
do not take your phone.
That I didn't do, but
go out to dinner, go do something on your own. I have a whole theory about dating yourself.
I remember you telling me when we sat down to, yes.
I have a whole theory about dating yourself. I also have another theory about some unsolicited advice I gave you. Again, we will get into it because it is my favorite advice to give people who are recently divorced or dating.
I think I remember. I think I know what you're gonna.
I'm pretty sure. I say it, you're like, we're getting into it. Okay, so we are gonna play a game.
Okay.
It's called Spill or Sip.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
And you either need to spill the beans,
okay,
spill what you want to, or you take a sip.
Okay.
And we will know more about you.
Okay.
1, a toxic trait you're working on, that you're working to own. A toxic trait of yours.
I mean, I guess my bluntness. I don't know if it's toxic necessarily, but sometimes
I feel like it can be.
It can be.
As from one blunt person to the next. I tell you what, people get toxic real quick when you hit it with them. And I do think sometimes in a relationship, like I know for me personally, like I used to be a freight train with my bluntness.
I used to have
I'll
some
own
like,
it.
zinger. No, maybe it's like the not off color, but like jokes. I'll throw in a bad joke and it's not.
It's like, ooh, that one didn't hit.
No.
Ooh, yeah. Since you've gone through what you've gone through, this is an easy one. I'm going to give you a softball on this one.
Okay.
Name one song that instantly hypes you up and you're like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Megan Maroney.
Oh my God, I love her.
I like lived and died by her album that came out last year.
Do you know the song, I Sleep on My Side, You Sleep with Everybody? The moment I heard that, I died laughing. I am a married woman, but that shit just hit me a different way.
Oh, a lot of the Olivia Rodrigo songs too.
I need to get behind her. I need to listen to more of hers.
Yes.
I just haven't.
Yeah.
But Megan Maroney.
Hers, yes, for sure.
Oh, Megan Maroney. Megan Maroney, I feel like I just want to put up some middle fingers in the most cute way and be like, fuck you. I love it. One thing you'll never compromise on again in a partnership.
Being with someone that doesn't match me. Like my biggest thing has been, and it's not even about the education portion, but having a college degree.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. I just feel like it's not even just like that you're educated, but you can commit to something and finish.
You know what? That's not a weird thing to say because now that you explain it, like it's showing you commitment to something. I get that.
And also, no, go ahead.
What if someone didn't do per se like a 4-year bachelor college degree, but they went and got like a trade school, military, something where they had to commit for at minimum like 4 to 6 years?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously, and that didn't.
No,
I thought that
wasn't it. So it's gotta be a college degree. Boys, when you be lining up, you better be having that diploma. Or are they gonna be working towards it?
No, we're
gotta
too
have
old
it.
For that. Yeah.
Don't even talk to me about old. You make comments today about my age.
Or my friends were really mad at me because when we would go to the bar, I was going to the bar a lot last summer with one of my friends.
Do it.
If guys came up to me, I told them about it, but then some of them heard me saying, they'd be like, can I have your phone number? I'm like, I don't know, how much money do you make? They were like, Ashley.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not like, oh, I'm like looking for someone so I can quit my job.
You're not doing gold digger stuff.
No.
You're not gold digger status. You just.
It's the work ethic. It's the that.
I also think, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I found the love of my life when I was later 20s. I got married when I was 28. I think when you get to a certain age, and I also think being divorced, late 20s, early 30s, 40s, whatever it might be, you're not playing.
No.
We're not like when we're in college and you're dating around. We'll get to my theory, I'm dating around. But like, I think you're like, I'm not playing around. There are requirements to have me as company. And I think that's a sign to me personally of knowing your own worth. And that's also a sign to me that you've spent time by yourself.
Yep.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, asking for income. The diplomas, I'd be like, I gotta need a pick.
It was funny because none of the guys I said it to were like offended. They thought it was funny. And like, that's the reaction I want.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
want
feel
someone
like,
that's confident.
well, I feel like the only people who would be offended are the ones that don't.
That don't pass the test.
Yes.
That don't pass the test. I understand that. I really do, because I'm out here for the brassness. Either you're gonna be blunt and honest, and you've already stated that you're blunt, or you're gonna sit there and have to accept that the fact that you weren't honest about it.
Yep.
I'm here for it. I'm proud of you. Now let's talk about the new era of Ashley. That's what I've dubbed it. New era. You're learning to love you again.
Yes.
And you're building a life. This sounds so cheesy to say, but I'm going to say it. You're building a life that's Ashley. That's you. When someone steps into your life, you're like, that's her. What's been the biggest surprise in this new era or chapter that you're building? Either about you, about the process, or just in general. Like, you're like, oh, I didn't know I like this. Whatever it is.
I don't even know it's about what. I just think it's like finding new traits about myself. Like, I feel like before I was very uptight and controlling, and now I'm like so much more relaxed and like I can chill. Like, I don't have to have like a packed schedule. I don't need to like plan everything out, which is funny because I do wedding planning, but
that's still part of you.
I need to like
you've channeled it in a different direction.
Yes, I'm harnessing it in a different way. That's not my like personal life. I don't know. I feel like I've become a lot less rigid. Like, I thrive on like a schedule and everything, but I feel like I'm a lot more relaxed than I remember.
I can see that.
Yes.
I can see that a little bit. That's good. It's good. And it's good to realize, I think in life, one of my pet peeves about adult life is that we take everything so seriously.
Yes.
And I am a victim of, Alex has reminded me, I take myself too serious. Yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this has to be, it's all these things we gotta do. I'll tell you what, my job though has made me crazy about timelines, and I wish I could just chill.
That's fair though, because that's someone's wedding.
Yeah, but it's not a wedding. It overflows into my regular everyday life though sometimes. Like, if you need me to show up for something, I'm either early or I'm late. And I wish I wasn't so OCD about that. What's something that you've learned about yourself that past you would never believe?
I don't know. I don't want to.
Like, if 18-year-old, if you, like, I know this was like a Instagram trend, whatever.
No,
if, like,
dumb it down for me. I need you to like.
If you sat down for coffee with either 18-year-old you or even like 10-year-old you, what would they be like? Oh, really? Or what would they look at you and be like, hell yeah?
This sounds corny too. Just breaking cycles, I guess.
We love breaking generational shit. I got sisters that are doing it. I got friends that are doing it. I'm here for it.
Yes. I think mainly that. But that was also a big part of therapy too, is like recognizing patterns and breaking cycles.
And it's hard. You got to think about it. You got to sit in it. You got to think about it. You got to move forward. Hell yeah. I do love, making, and that's part of making your own path, is that you're doing something differently than what's been done before you. Because it's easy to go along the same path everybody's always done.
Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking, when we talk through it. No, not caring what people think as much. That was one of the hardest. I don't know, because it's weird because I'm very independent, but then I'm also like, not to a people pleaser point that I care what people think, but I've definitely let go of that a lot.
That's great. I'm going to tell you what, when you get to your 30s, it gets even better.
Almost there.
I'm really hoping that when I get to my 40s, I just like turn the volume up on my middle finger. Because it's happened in my 30s, and I think it's just going to take it next.
It's going to go to a new level.
Real different level. Watch out. We've talked about how confidence for you means showing up even when you don't want to. What does that look like in real life for you? Because you are rediscovering your confidence. There's a difference in you. I will say there's a difference in you from when I first met you to now. And you are much more confident in yourself. And I've seen you in settings where you're in control. Like at your job, I've seen you in settings where you're mingling. I've seen you in settings where we're just sitting down having brunch or whatever. What is showing up in that sense that makes you confident? What does it look like in real life?
To like preface that, and I like I thought about it, it's just like the hard day, like when it was like the beginning of like me living by myself, it was just like having the confidence to just like get out of bed and do small stuff and like but then I have to sit there and I'm like I had to tell myself like I don't have a choice to not show up. And then it just gets easier. I think it took a long time, but like in probably the last few months is like the closest I have felt to like being back to normal and also being confident. But just finding stuff that you like, because I feel like people, and I know that I struggle with it, like finding hobbies or even just stuff like that. Just
Occupy your time.
Yes. That's not scrolling. That's not.
The doom scroll. That's why your girl reads.
Yeah.
That's why I read 35 books a year.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess it's just that having confidence is just like, for me, it was finding stuff to like, that I knew, that I was like, oh, I kind of feel good about this. Like, whether it's with myself or like things that I do. The wedding planning stuff that has like, it's still hard, but like, it put confidence into me that I can do something that's like a giant production and
you're good
stuff
at
like
it.
that. Thank you.
You're good at it.
Just stuff like that, because like it's a feel good. I mean, obviously sometimes stuff goes bad or it's like
it's funny you're gonna
rough.
say as a planner, you're like, it feels good, and in my head I was like, I can't be a planner.
I couldn't do the photo. Like, I don't think I could. I definitely would never do catering again. I
Oh
did
my gosh, catering is
in
a
high
lot.
school.
Same. No. Bless y'all for doing it.
Any video photography stuff, like thinking about having to sit at a computer and edit stuff for I don't even know how long makes me cringe. Like, I would never get it done.
It's not my favorite part about my job, but I do it. I have it's not my favorite part of my job, but I have a system, and the fact that I have a system, it's like the repetitive. I'm undiagnosed ADHD, but like as long as it's repetitive and I have a system, I'm good. I'm good to go. What I find interesting is that you said in the last few months is where you feel like you're feeling your confidence.
Yes.
What's interesting is that I've seen it in you for over a year now, and how you interact with people, how you present yourself in places. And I'm not with you all the time.
Right.
But like, just when I come across you and like what you're doing and how you're building that life, I've seen it in you for a lot longer. And I think that's something we all need to know too, is that like, you may not always feel it, because it's like what I say for people, take photography for example. I see the most awful photos you can think of. I take terrible photos.
Yes.
I take really bad photos. But I also take some bangers.
Good ones. Yeah.
Okay. I am somewhat good at my job. But you are seeing the crevices and the dark spots where the light doesn't shine.
Yes.
The rest of us are seeing the really nice where it shines. So I'm glad you're finally feeling it.
Yes.
And also know anybody out there that's going through all this is that you're going to feel the deep, dark spots, but also see and talk to people are going to tell you that you're doing better than what you think for. And you might be like, stop saying it to me. They're saying it to you because they're seeing it when you're not seeing it.
No, and it's like, especially when previously, and I think I'd mentioned it to you too, that when you have, not beating me down, but like when you're having someone always just tell you like what your faults are, like this isn't good enough, like you really start believing it. And then
what you say matters.
It was making me more reclusive and not want to like try or do things. And then like when I started like stepping out and doing more stuff, I'm like, oh wait, I am good at stuff. Oh wait, I can do this. Like people do want to be friends with me.
You're relearning yourself.
Yes.
And I think that proves the point of like, even just in a self sense individually, is that what you say and think to yourself matters. I always tell people, I get up in the morning and I look at myself in the mirror when I'm getting ready, and I tell myself I'm a bad bitch, because there ain't nobody else going to hype me the way I hype myself. My husband is my biggest hype cheerleader. You've met him. He's amazing, but like no one is going to hype and understand me the way I am. And I can't look at him and be like, you have to do this. Right? He does it because he's an amazing person. But like, you need to be like what you say and what is said to you, what is around you, that energy, it makes a difference.
Yes.
What is your definition of happiness now? Like, what are you working towards?
I'm almost there. No.
Hell yeah.
Just definitely.
You say it.
Just definitely being at peace. I feel like I was surrounded by chaos for so long, and whether it was like me inviting it or just what I was around, just getting rid of that. And it's something I talked about in therapy too, because you become so accustomed to like life just being chaotic, whether it's like people like being around bad people or like overwhelming yourself with work or like scheduled stuff. Just learning to like be content with just being, sometimes it's okay to be content just not doing anything.
Oh my God. I am terrible at slowing down and not doing a damn thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes like a couch rat.
Well, then it's the other extreme where I'm like, this is great. I can just stay here.
I don't want to move from here.
Well, then I feel guilty because it's like, oh, those Sundays after the wedding, your entire body hurts. You feel like you got hit by a semi-truck.
The wedding hangover, y'all, is for real. I don't drink anything except for a reception Coke.
Yes.
That's what gets me through.
Yeah.
But I don't feel as I'm in it. I don't feel it. But afterwards, train wreck.
Yeah.
You don't want to see me the next
I'm like,
day.
what did I pick up last night? Oh, 3 tables. Yeah, my back hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I watched like videos of myself. I was like, you stand like that? No wonder you got like back problems, right? I want to talk about the dating after divorce.
Oh.
This is a fun topic for me. I've been married for a hot minute. I'm excited. Finding the next romantic chapter for you. The next thing I'm about to say, I want to preface with the fact that neither one of us are Chiefs fans. I am a diehard, to my blood, will die a Bills fan. You're an Eagles fan.
The Chiefs are my second favorite team because of Andy Reid.
Don't even... Okay. I can handle that.
Yes.
I can handle that because I respect Andy Reid, but just...
Outside of that.
Don't say it very loud, okay? Put it as like a footnote. Put it in an asterisk,
yes.
All right? You joked about wanting your Travis.
Yes.
As a romantic, I get this. As a fresh Swiftie, I get this,
yes.
Okay? What does that kind of partnership look like to you now, finding someone to cheer you on? Because I do love that, like, I mean, I have a cheerleader.
Yes.
He made all these
Yes.
If y'all can't see it, but we got snacks, and we can't even have snacks because our mics pick up the ASMR that is me chewing, and I can't handle that. I have my Travis, but what does that look like for you?
I think just someone that's more... truly just the support. I don't feel like I had that before.
Is that them doing little things for you? Is that them just sitting with you? Is that them words of affirmation? Like, what is your love language?
Definitely acts of service and quality time.
Yeah.
Just like, and I just needed like general support. Like when I talk about the like degree thing too, I was finishing up college like during COVID and I was already working full time and had been, and then not as many weddings then on the weekends, but there were days where I was just like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to be done with school. And he would just be like, just quit. Like, why are you?
So someone that motivates you at the same time, like sees what you're going for.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be real with you. There's days I love my job. I love what I do.
But yeah, but you're like,
but a few weeks ago, I was like, fuck this, set it on fire, and I want to walk the other way. I won't, because I can't go back to corporate America, or I will burn the world down. But like, you need someone that looks at you and is like, let it out, and gives you that space to be angry, but then move forward and not say,
like,
well, why
can
are
I
you
do
doing
to
it?
help?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
What's your funniest, most chaotic dating story since dating again? If you want, this could be a sip and spill if you want, but like, I love, preface this with, I'm a lover of a first date. I think they're fucking great. I think they're either complete chaos, they're terrible, they're a dumpster fire, or they're great. But in the end, you get dinner. You get food, or at least drinks out of it.
I haven't really dated.
Oh, girl, take me as your wing woman and let's make it happen.
I kind of tried the like last few months. I just like, I don't like the apps. Like I'm so more into, my friends are like, you have to do it. I'm like,
apps is hard.
Yeah.
I'm saying this as someone that was dating pre-app. Okay, pre-app.
But
but I've apped for my friends.
Yeah, I don't like it. I feel like I'm an old person at heart. I go to bed early, I wake up early. I like want to have like human connection with people, like in person. No, I haven't really dated.
If you had on a dating app, what's your biggest red flag on a dating profile? I'll tell you one of mine from one of my friends. Okay. Again, I was dating before dating apps came out. I had a friend. I was like, let me swipey swipe for you. After some cocktails, obviously. I'm swiping, I'm going in. A guy pops up and he has about 6 cats in this profile pic. And I'm a cat mom. Always have been, always will be for one cat. That was a giant red flag. Did I think about being funny and swiping the right way? I don't even know if it's left or right, whatever it is. Yes, but then I was like, I can't do that to my girl. What's your red flag on a dating profile?
I had made a list at one point, and my friends
Yes!
were like, "You're being ridiculous, like too picky," and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm here for picky though. You know what you've had.
Yeah,
You
I
want to
feel
know what
like-
you want.
I
I'm here
don't
for
know.
as long as you
Some of
own
it's-
it, and you're not like, oh, this is. I don't know. I think if you're not delusional and you own it, and you be like, no, I really like. Someone can surprise you, and maybe they don't have everything on that list, but they got to have a good majority of it.
Hey, well, this is like some of it's kind of like vain though. It's just like me being.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think I'm too young to date anyone that has kids right now. Not that it's a red flag, but it's just knowing that like that's not.
It might be difficult for you
Yeah.
because you're in your 20s, and maybe that's not where you want to be.
Maybe in like 5 more years, if like.
But what if someone walks into your life you don't know,
Oh, no,
and they
I
check the
wouldn't.
boxes, and then they're like, hey, I got 2 kiddos.
No, I wouldn't. But that's the difference between like apps and like in
Meeting in person,
person.
having the conversation.
because I could be like, ew, I don't really like that you have cats because I'm not a cat person.
I wasn't
at
either,
all.
and then I met Alfonso.
And then I'm like, oh, this guy's a cat. No, it's gonna be a no for me. But like in person, like you can only judge so much on like date. And I'm like, good
It's
for
surface
whoever
level.
can do it.
It's surface level on a
And that's
dating
why I
app.
said it's being vain. Like I'm being vain.
Yeah, but everybody. But here's the thing. I'm gonna call it out. Everybody's vain
Yeah.
on a dating app. I'm not in the dating app, but I know the dating apps are vain.
Because you can only go off of
You
photos.
are
and, like,
looking at the
Yes.
outer. You are judging the outer cover of somebody.
Yes.
You're not judging the chapters. It's the outer covers.
Well, like, even this sounds shitty. Even if someone's like not the most like, I might look at someone and be like, yeah, they're okay looking, but like, you can have like a whole great personality that
Yeah.
like, you don't realize because I mean, and that's partially on me because I need to give people chances, but I'd rather give you a chance like in person and like, but yeah,
I think it's
vibe.
hard on. I do think it's hard to be anything other than for surface level on a dating app
Agreed.
because you are only given the information they give you, and it's not always the deep. It's not
Well, it's the
typically
same
not the deepest.
thing where we talked about earlier that you see things in me or like you can see stuff in other people that they might not or that they wouldn't share typically, but when you're in person you can see those things.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
It's different. Dating levels don't feel vain because I feel like it's all surface level. What is your absolute biggest ick? Is it like eyebrows, boogers? I don't know. Like, what's a big ick? You're literally like, oh, there's the ick. Everybody has. If you don't know what the ick is, watch Nobody Wants This. First off. Secondly, it's like someone does something and all of a sudden you can't unsee it and you're like, oh, ick. And it's just like they wear a backpack. I say this and my husband wears backpacks when we travel, but like,
I don't, because it's funny. I think I've thought about this before. I feel like I'm more inclined to get the ick up front. But like the longer you're with someone and the more like open you are with them, it like grows.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, this is
I mean, I feel
fine.
like, because I've been married for almost 10 years now, but like, I'm sure there's an ick about me in some sort of way. Like, I'm not perfect.
No.
I got weird tendencies. So does my husband.
Dude, I can't deal with people that have like bad teeth. Is that terrible?
No, that's an ick. Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own thing. Are you in your main character energy era or your soft girl era? Or are you a combination of both?
Probably a combo.
Yeah?
I feel like I've definitely softened. I don't feel like I'm on edge
I see you.
constantly.
I feel like you've softened. I feel like in my head, I was like, maybe she's gonna be a safe soft girl because I feel like you've softened a little bit, and I think that's what I noticed when I saw you at that event, and I was like, something's changed in my girl. I knew something happened.
I think
And,
I'm
yeah.
quiet main girl or whatever we say. Like
Main character energy.
main character energy quietly. Like I'm not loud about it. I'm like,
I think that's you finding your confidence.
yes.
I think that's you stepping into your confidence, and you're not bold enough to be like, here I am, but
Yeah.
you're like, I know that I'm a main character. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. All right, spill and sip round 2. This is where it gets fun. Now, before we start, I have to start with a preference, especially, take a good one. I gave Ashley unsolicited advice when she got divorced about dating. I don't
Yes,
remember
I know
this.
exactly what you're about to say.
I give this to everybody who has is divorced, whoever is dating, I will give it to you because while I did not have this theory perfected when I was dating, I do now. Mm-hmm. It's called the snack theory. I believe when you, especially when you're first starting to date, like you hungry. You are hungry and you need snacks. And that means that you need to date around. You need to figure out what snacks you like. What flavor do you like? Do you like crunchy? Do you like savory? Do you like sweet? Like whatever it is, you need to date around and now find what kind of snack that you like because snacks lead to appetizers. Appetizers are where you're going on multiple dates. You're like, oh, I could be around this person more than one time. It takes me a little longer to consume. Appetizers, if you will. Then when you've been with your appetizer for a while, you're like, oh, I think I can be with them for a few months, few weeks, whatever that is. You are now moving into entree. Entree can last anywhere from a few months to a few years. You're loading up the plate. You're diversifying the food on that plate. Then you get to dessert. And dessert is where you're like, I could do this forever. Dessert is marriage. Dessert is lifetime commitment. Dessert is the whole shebang, all right? Because you've moved all the way through, right? But let's get back to the snacks, okay? Because I always say anybody that's newly single at all, I'm like, you hungry. You need snacks. Are we snacking or appetizering?
Neither.
We need to get you snacks. You need me as a wedding woman.
I was previously.
We've talked about snacks before.
We have.
Yeah. I was proud of you when you snacked. You need some snacks. I can't even ask the next one because you've already answered it. I was, how many people are you currently seeing? And I was ready for you to take a sip.
No. I'm like,
my dogs every day.
I had a really crappy interaction, and that was why I deleted the. I'm gonna take a break from this for right now. Let's not even.
You know, every one of my divorced people that I know, divorced friends, whatever, are like, oh, we have like one bad one. You're like, I gotta set it to the side.
It wasn't even like we were just like texting and stuff, and it was just like, yeah, it was
whatever it is. Whether it's like you go to a date and it's bad, you texting, or maybe you get stood up, whatever it might be. You're like, ooh, gotta take a break.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good for now.
I have a lot of couples who meet that come to like for their weddings that meet online, but I feel like everybody goes through the process that like you got to take a break. It's like me with social media. What's a trait you're looking for in a partner that you haven't admitted to somebody?
I've said this to one or two of my friends, but definitely. This is really funny. Just more masculine.
Yeah, all right. Lumberjacks, I'm here for it. That's what I'm calling.
It doesn't have to be that far, but...
Are we talking show up in a big truck and like, you're there in his boots?
I like good truck. A nice truck. Doesn't have to be huge.
Okay. I like a good truck. All right, the next segment is we're calling BS on something. Let's call them bullshit.
Okay.
In this segment, we call bullshit on what we've been told as women or as humans. It's the chance to give us yours.
Okay.
So what's the number one myth or rule as a woman we're told that you're calling bullshit on?
Though you have a timeline for anything.
I
I feel like all the stuff I'm saying is so, like, cliche and, like, oh, we've heard this so many times. But it's so, like, some people are so pressed to, like, I need to do this by this time. And, like, if I don't have kids by now, like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, my mom was having kids up until she was 37. Like, I mean, obviously it's not like that for everyone. And that's, like, one of the biggest things. But I feel like when you're rushing things or just, like, pushing for something to happen, it's not right.
I resonate with this because I feel like as a woman, we are constantly told, like for me, I'm 37, I don't have kids, and maybe I don't have kids. Maybe I'm just that auntie and we're the auntie and funkle.
But it's fun.
Maybe my legacy is what I'm building in my business. Like that's different. So, but I will say that I remember being 23 and at my brother's wedding, and I overheard an older lady telling my mom, I wish she would just get married because she needs to have kids. She's getting old. And I was like, I am 23. So I know you think it's cliche, but like it's still something we need to hear.
No, I think it's that too. And then part of it too, I think the getting married thing, I feel like generationally has changed so much.
Big
And
time.
you don't need to be married to do stuff. You don't have to be married to even have a kid.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Yes, I have so many examples of this. One of my best friend's sister is 41, 42, and she just had her first baby, and she's not married.
You don't need them.
No. You can whatever you want in life, whether it's kid, jobs, whatever you want, you can have on your own. Alex and I were just talking about it. A lot of his friends are having multiple babies. We're really excited for them. And I was like, Alex, it's crazy because like my friends that I went, like my college friends, things like that, they're not married even. And if they're married, they don't have kids. It's just very different. Everybody has a different walk of life. And I think that the whole like married at a certain time and whatever, I feel like especially our generation is just not, we're like, no, we're gonna do things differently.
I feel like I talk about this with my friends all the time. I don't know if you've heard of like on TikTok or Instagram where they're like, it's the lonely man epidemic.
No, I haven't heard this.
Yes.
I'm really bad at scrolling.
I'm not. This is what I do before
Oh, I
bed.
need to be better. I read.
No, it's just funny. I mean, I don't know how many people are like seeing this, but I'm like, I like on TikTok and everything, but I think it's like the funniest thing. And like going through this, I'm like, oh my God.
So wait, what's this theory?
That we just don't need men as much as we used to. Like a lot of it's like they're like guys like throwing fits and like some of the videos it's like guys like throwing fits because their girlfriend realized they're cheating on them and they're like leaving them and they're like,
oh, we don't put up with shit no more. I feel like that's our thing.
But I feel like part of it is that we and like even like our generations like parents, you were together because you couldn't do stuff without, like, you couldn't get a credit card.
Oh my God, you couldn't buy a
house.
Thank you, RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I always have to think about her initials. I always have to say Ruth Bader Ginsburg every time. RBG. Thank you. Thank you for giving us credit cards, home loans, mortgages, everything. Thank you for allowing me to own a business and not have to have my husband on it.
But this is my, like, not conspiracy theory, but I feel like it's just... I feel like the way things have, like, progressed because... we're still in that age where we saw parents that were like, my mom was born in the 60s, and like she was married in the 90s. Like there's still stuff like that going, and like even grandparents. And we watched parents stay in marriages because they could, like mom was staying at home, or like we couldn't afford to do stuff. Like they couldn't leave because they weren't working, and like, or you couldn't buy a house for like our grandparents. You weren't able to do all this stuff. And I feel like people were so accustomed to just seeing like, oh my gosh, I hate being on the soapbox, but like women being like treated badly, but like you had to deal with it because you couldn't have your own life. You couldn't have a business. You couldn't have a house or a credit card. Like you couldn't vote until it wasn't really that long ago.
Wasn't the, in the 80s, we were able to get mortgages. Anna Garten, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name, Barefoot Contessa. She has a great book about this and about how she was buying businesses and she couldn't believe that she couldn't buy certain things or like have certain mortgages because of her husband. Like they didn't want to look at what she was doing. And I was like, that's crazy. And it wasn't that long ago. It was the 80s.
But I feel like it's the just transition where like people in their like 20s and 30s, it's like guys saw like this was like, you had to be like, women need you. And like when we're like, I really don't. Like, what are you bringing to the table? Yeah. Because I don't. And I feel like it's just been that weird transition of like, I'm pretty sure more women own homes than men.
Could be.
I think that was one of the like stuff like that. But it just like, what are you doing for us that we can't do for ourselves now? And I feel like before you had to put up with it because you couldn't do anything. Yeah. And now people are everyone's so progressive and like doing more and like owning businesses and all this stuff. And now we're just like, okay, like what are you giving me that I can't?
We've realized like the world's our oyster and we can do what we want to do. I also think from like, for our perspective is like, our partners will be males. And, like in my situation, like Alex is a stay-at-home dog dad and he's so supportive. Like I say, he's the MVP in my business because he really is, but he's taking a different role than, generations before him. Yeah. My family, my dad, it's the same way. Like my dad's the head of the household, main breadwinner, and then my mom. But like, I think those traditional norms are going to the wayside. And if men don't see that and understand it, that's when they're lonely. Maybe that's my theory.
Well, and that was the other thing too. They're like, you want like this traditional wife that like is cook. And I'm not saying this is for everyone, and some people enjoy that and they want to be that
Hey,
wife.
everybody
and
has their
that's
own
fine.
path. You can be a triad wife, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. But they're expecting all this stuff, and then it's like, well, on top of that, I have to work. And then you think I'm going to come home and do all of these things too, and like let you just chill on the couch and like whatever.
In this economy,
No.
we both working at it. We both working at it. But I think as women, like, you know, there's, you know, you can be a triad wife. You can be one that is the breadwinner. I think whatever, there was so long that we had to fit inside of a certain box, and it had to be that certain way. And I just read, have you ever read Kristen Hanna's book, The Women? Mm-mm. Oh my God, I had my heart stomped out this week. And it talks about women who were in Vietnam and how they weren't in tradition, like after they got back, they weren't the traditional woman that was there, and that they were the outcast and they, you know, whatever. And it just went to show me like, hey, this has been happening for generations. And there were people that are breaking that mold, but there's more of us now. We're heard. Okay. What would you say to a woman who feels like she's, I'm going to say loosely, left behind, but like, so you had a timeline that you're like, I'm getting married. This is what you were on a timeline of married at a certain age, doing things, I'm sure maybe family, whatever that was next for you. What would you say to women who are maybe in your position that feel like they're behind because they have made the decision to take that path?
I mean, it's easier to start over now than it is later.
That's a huge truth.
We split up 2 years ago. I was still 26. Like, that's still really
Very
young.
You're very young. Yeah.
But it's different for me too, because like I've never really wanted, like I'm not one of those people that was like, I really want to be a mom. So I know it hits differently for different people, but it's the same thing if you're worried about like your biological clock, then like do it now rather than later, like as far as like making the decision. Yeah.
There's no time like the present.
Yep.
My thing is you either accept that you're going to wait and you have to deal with those consequences, or you do what you need to do to achieve what you want to achieve. Who are the women that remind you that it's possible? Like, who are the women that inspire you?
Well, I said you, but...
Okay, when you wrote that in your questionnaire, I
that.
sat there and I was like, okay, she's about to make me emotional, and you can't make me cry because I'm like 2 days away from my lady business. And... I've already cried today because my team made me cry. So who inspires you? Like, what are the things when you wake up and you're like, you don't have to be like, oh, this is the one person I'm going to follow. No. But like, what type of person is, you look at them and you're like, it is possible, and it motivates you.
The planner I work for too, like I was saying, I think it's like, she does so much stuff. She like has her own business, has kids, still has like hobbies that she's doing, and she always finds time to like do all of it. And I know like, it's funny because I'm like, I don't really want kids, but I admire people that can do all of this and have kids too, because I'm like, I get home sometimes and I'm like, I don't even feel like showering today. I'm going to eat cheese and crackers for dinner. Like, I can't imagine having a child right now.
I think that a lot. I think to myself, I'm like, literally, I don't have kids, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I always tell people like, my child is my business. I birthed this. I birthed this in a lot of different times over.
Being a mom and stuff, I like people that are able to like break the mold and like find fulfillment in other things too. Or like people that are able to find, I think that's been one of the biggest things for me too, is like you can have fulfillment in relationships that aren't just like your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Like there's fulfillment in friendships, and there's fulfillment in your job. And you don't have to be like some hard ass like career person, but.
Oh, I thought I was going to be one of those. I'm not. I also think you can find fulfillment in yourself within what makes you happy and learning what makes you happy. And, you know, you talk about hobbies and things like that. I think that's huge too. You did touch on Taylor Swift, and I want to talk about this because I'm a new Swiftie. I'm a freshie. But I understood what you were talking to me. She was saying that I asked her like women who inspire her, and she's like someone like Taylor Swift, because here's the thing that I love about Taylor Swift. As a woman in her late 30s who feels a lot of the pressures of people saying I have to have kids at a certain time. I have to have this, I have that. I've been married for 10 years.
Right.
When I say that people give you pressure about kids, I can tell you every which way to Sunday I've been pressured. But I also stand in the fact that if I am, that's okay. If I'm not, doesn't make me any lesser of an individual or a marriage.
Right.
What I love about Taylor Swift, and we have this commonality, is that Taylor Swift is 36, now getting married, and she is not saying she's late.
Right.
And she is not saying she's behind. She's saying this is happening when it's happening. And the most people, when they think about Taylor Swift, they don't think about 36.
No.
They think about someone who is finding this part of their life and she's waited for it. She waited for the right thing to happen. And she's been through a lot romantically.
I think for him too. I
Yeah.
mean,
He's 36 as well, right?
Yeah.
I think for them, it's really showing that the generation that now is like, it's okay if it happens in our 20s, our 30s, and hell, it's okay if it happens in your 40s. I know people who went through life, got divorced in their late 50s, early 60s, and they found their true love later on in life. Like it's never too late to do it.
No.
But I
also
agree
don't
with you.
wait.
Don't wait. Yeah. But if once you know it, don't
No.
wait. And I think that's something with Taylor. She seized the moment, because did she ever think that Travis Kelce would be someone she would date?
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. I'm married to a Hellraiser. You don't know when you first see. You think it's just fun. You think this is gonna be a wild little ride that we can take. What is her thing? Like, she can make a bad guy good for a weekend. I did The Weekend. I'm now 10 years in. 12 years technically. But I think that's a great example that it's on your own time frame. It's on your own timeline. I love your story because it's proof that starting over doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're choosing your truth. You're choosing a path that you want to feel good about. Because I'd say everything you should do in your life, especially big, small, whatever it is, definitely big, you should do a T-test. A T-test is when you're old and wrinkly and you're a little weird. I hope you're weird. And you're sitting there with your tea, and whether you're there by yourself or with your person, what are you going to be happy that you did, and what regrets that you have? And if you don't make these big changes and decide, hey, I'm going to do this, you're not going to love your T-test at the end of it. Because when you're old, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I would have changed this. And I hope you don't have that. So I love that you chose yourself and you chose that truth. You chose doing something different. For anyone that's listening and that I don't know if this is my real life anymore, that phase of your life, just know this is your fucking permission slip. You're allowed to rewrite your story as many times as you need to. Erase that shit, do it again, make different versions of it, make whatever version ends up fitting you, and don't apologize for it. Before you go, I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
You know about my theory about BTE.
Yes.
It is called big titty energy. It is not the size of your titties. It is the energy that you bring to the world. How does your BTE manifest into the world? Like, what do you bring to it?
I don't know. I guess for me, I mean, personally, just taking control, and I don't think what I'm doing is like trailblazing, but like...
No, but it's hard. It's different.
Yeah. Showing people that you can do things.
Goddamn right. Is there anything you want to tell another woman who may be where you were 2 years ago? Maybe something you wish someone would have told you, or someone did tell you and it helped you.
Just to trust what you see more. Like, don't second guess it. Like, if something feels off, I think a lot of things we ignore, but I will say one of the weirdest things, there's like feelings in I think your body knows before you do sometimes.
That it does.
Yeah. But just don't ignore, like, if something doesn't sit right with you, don't ignore it.
I think that goes whether it's a romantic relationship, friend relationship.
Yes.
I think your body knows things before your mind believes them.
Yes.
100%. Hell yeah. Well, here, my love, is to the women who are choosing peace over pretending.
Yes.
Therapy over timelines. And a hell of a lot more over tequila than tolerating. I was proud of myself for that last little line.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, the tequila part. I had to go back and be like, did she talk about tequila? I'm pretty sure. That was my Marg D.
Your mom.